They installed a pipeline through my land without a warning, without a call, without even checking who owned the soil they were cutting into. I watched that first morning as trucks rolled over the quiet stretch of my ranch, workers unloading equipment like they were stepping onto abandoned ground. The HOA acted with complete confidence, waiving meaningless permits and announcing they were finally solving their neighborhood's water problem. They moved like people who believed their authority stretched farther than it ever actually did. I stood at the edge of the field, calm and silent, listening as they talked about how this project would prove who really runs things. They didn't know the landowner stood 10 feet away. They didn't know the quiet man watching them was already far ahead of their plan. By the second day, a deep wound cut across my ranch, fresh dirt mounded high, pipes lined up in long, gleaming rows, workers shouting instructions and celebrating their progress. Not once did they stop to confirm whose property they were tearing through. They pushed forward because they assumed no one powerful enough would challenge them. I let them work, not out of weakness, but to see how far their arrogance would carry them. When they lowered the final section of pipe into the trench, I finally walked toward them, not with anger, but with the quiet certainty of someone holding the truth they never expected. Their foreman told me to stay clear of the construction zone, annoyed by my presence. His expression shifted the moment he read the name on my card, not mine, but the company underneath it. The water supplier their entire community depended on, the company they couldn't function without. The company I owned. His confidence drained slowly, like a man realizing the ground beneath him wasn't solid at all. I explained clearly, loud enough for every worker to hear. The land was mine, the water system was mine, and the pipeline they forced into my soil would never carry a single drop without my approval. The shift was instant, conversation stopped, tools hit the ground, the workers stepped back, glancing at the foreman for answers he didn't have. Minutes later, HOA leaders rushed in, pale and stumbling over excuses that no longer mattered. I didn't need to raise my voice. I simply laid out the truth. They had trespassed, violated boundaries, ignored regulations, and built a pipeline across land owned by the man who controlled the very water they were trying to steal. I turned away as the wind moved across the torn earth, the sky wide and steady above my ranch. They came here believing they held power. Instead, they learned exactly who did.